Some cases haunt you. They burrow deep into your mind, refusing to let go, even years after the files are closed, or in this instance, remain stubbornly open. For me, the disappearance of Emily Hart is one such case. It's a shadow that stretches across my career, a constant reminder of the unknown. I was the lead investigator, and her story became inextricably linked with my own. Every detail, every dead end, every chilling revelation is etched into my memory. This wasn't just another missing person. This was something else entirely. This case defied every logical explanation, every scientific principle, and every investigative instinct I had honed over decades. It was a puzzle with pieces that simply did not fit, a narrative that twisted into the impossible. This is the story of Emily Hart, the woman who vanished not once, but twice. Emily Hart was a name that, before all this, evoked only warmth and competence. She was a 29-year-old nurse at Pine Brook Medical Center, known for her gentle demeanor and unwavering dedication. Her patients adored her, her coworkers respected her, and her family cherished her. There was nothing in her background to suggest trouble. No history of instability, no hidden secrets. She was, by all accounts, a perfectly ordinary woman living a perfectly ordinary life. Then, the ordinary shattered. It was September 12th when Emily failed to show for her evening shift. This was entirely out of character for someone so reliable. Her mother, growing increasingly worried, went to Emily's apartment. She found the door locked from the inside, a detail that would become chillingly significant. Emily was gone. The apartment itself offered no answers, only more questions. There were no signs of a struggle, no forced entry, no indication that anything had been taken. Her purse, her keys, her wallet, all were still there, undisturbed. It was as if she had simply evaporated. The only clue, if you could even call it that, was a still warm cup of coffee on her kitchen counter. It suggested she had been there moments before, perhaps just about to leave. But where did she go? I was assigned to the case that very night. The initial hours were a whirlwind of activity, but yielded nothing concrete. We scoured the building's security footage, hoping for a glimpse, a direction, anything. The cameras showed Emily entering her apartment building at precisely 6:41 p.m. on September 12th. She was alone, carrying groceries, looking perfectly normal, but she was never seen leaving. Her phone pinged once from inside her apartment shortly after she entered, then went completely offline. It was as if she had stepped into a void the moment she crossed her threshold. We launched an extensive search, combing every inch of the building, every stairwell, every utility closet. We expanded the search to the surrounding woods and nearby areas. Nothing, not a single trace. The case quickly grew cold. After 7 agonizing days with no leads and no new information, the active search was scaled back. Emily Hart had become another statistic, another unsolved mystery. Then, on the 12th day, the impossible happened. At exactly 6:41 p.m., Emily called her mother. Her voice was faint, disoriented, but unmistakably hers. We rushed to her apartment, where we found her. She was sitting on her living room floor, wearing the exact same clothes she had been seen in on the security footage 12 days prior. She was disoriented, confused, and utterly terrified. When questioned, Emily had no memory of the past 12 days. It was a complete blank, a void in her consciousness. Medical examinations followed, thorough and exhaustive. The doctors found no injuries, no signs of drugs, no malnutrition, no physiological changes whatsoever. It was as if she had simply pressed pause on her life for 12 days, then resumed. But how? And why? Emily's return brought relief, but it was short-lived. She was different. The light in her eyes seemed dimmed, replaced by a constant gnawing fear. She confided in me, her voice barely a whisper, that she believed she didn't come back alone. She began experiencing unsettling phenomena in her apartment. Objects would move when she wasn't looking. Faint footsteps would echo in the dead of night, always just out of sight. She described a pervasive sense of being watched, a chilling presence she couldn't explain. Emily was convinced that someone or something, unseen, was now sharing her apartment. Her fear was palpable, a cold dread that seeped into every conversation. I was her last contact before it happened again. I tried to reassure her, to offer logical explanations, but even I felt a shiver of unease. Her conviction was too strong, her terror too real. Then, on October 4th, just weeks after her return, Emily disappeared again. The details were eerily identical to the first time. Her apartment was locked from the inside. Her belongings were untouched, her purse and keys still on the counter. It was a perfect, terrifying replica of her first vanishing act. But this time, there was a new, horrifying detail. Scrawled on her bathroom mirror, in the dust that had accumulated, was a single, chilling message. It read simply, 12 days. The second disappearance ignited a massive investigation, far larger than the first. National media attention descended upon Pinebrook, captivated by the bizarre, impossible nature of Emily Hart's story. The woman who vanished twice became a headline, a modern urban legend. We were desperate for answers, for any deviation from the pattern. And on the 12th day after her second disappearance, we got one. At precisely 6:41 p.m., a security alarm was triggered. The alarm originated from the roof access door of Emily's apartment building. We raced to the scene, our hearts pounding with a mixture of dread and desperate hope. What we found there defied belief. On the gravel-covered rooftop, clearly visible in the dim light, were two distinct sets of footprints. One set was unmistakably Emily's, her familiar shoe size and gait. The other set was different, larger, heavier. But the most terrifying detail was this. Emily's footprints led directly to the edge of the roof. The second set of footprints, however, stopped abruptly, several feet from the edge, as if the person had simply ceased to exist. Then we found her phone. It lay near the edge, its screen cracked, but still functional. On it was a single, blurry photograph. The image sent a cold spike of terror through everyone who saw it. It showed Emily's face, contorted in pure, unadulterated horror. Behind her, barely visible, was a transparent, human-shaped figure. The figure was indistinct, shimmering like heat haze, but undeniably there. Its form was tall, slender, and utterly terrifying. The timestamp on the photo read 6:40 p.m., exactly 1 minute before the alarm. 3 years have passed since Emily Hart vanished for the second time. There is no suspect, no motive, no body, and not a single trace of her has ever been found. The case remains open, a gaping wound in our understanding of reality. Theories abound, each more unsettling than the last. Some suggest a highly sophisticated stalker, capable of impossible feats. Others whisper of a psychological break, a woman who simply walked away from her life, twice. There are those who believe she fell victim to a human trafficking operation, though the circumstances defy all known patterns. But then there's the other theory, the one that chills me to my core. The unsettling theory suggests Emily was taken by something that didn't leave footprints, at least not consistently. Something that could appear and disappear at will, something beyond our comprehension. The single set of unexplained footprints on the roof remains a terrifying anomaly. Every October 4th, the anniversary of her second disappearance, I find myself drawn back to that rooftop. And every year, without fail, I find them, fresh footprints on the gravel. They are always the same, two sets, one clearly Emily's, the other the larger, heavier print. They lead to the edge, just as before, but the second set always ends abruptly, as if its maker simply stepped into thin air. The case of Emily Hart remains an enduring mystery, a testament to the terrifying unknown that lurks just beyond our perception. It is a story that reminds us that some doors, once opened, can never truly be closed, and some things, once seen, can never be unseen.